Here with head women's basketball coach Adam Collins. And Coach, first time we get to talk with you this season. You're 5 games in, you're 4-1, hot start to the campaign. Recap a little bit of your team's success to this point in the year.
Yeah, we've gotten off to a good start so far. That was what we wanted to do. I mean, I think a couple years ago, that was one of the things we did really well, was get off to a good start in non-conference. And I think each game you win, you start to feel a little bit more comfortable. And so with us winning games and winning on the road, we beat Lincoln at Lincoln, which is an MIAA team, in their gym, beat Rogers State at Rogers State, which is an MIAA team, in their gym. And we've had a couple close ones. You know, we've had some games where we were down late to Upper Iowa. We were down most of the second quarter and third quarter to Christian Brothers and was able to come back and win. And so we've kind of had all of the spectrums covered so far. We've blown somebody out. We've rolled in and not played very well, and we've rolled in and maybe not played very well, but figured out how to fight through it and still get the victory. So we've done a little bit of everything here in the early going, and I think it's setting us up good for the start of conference.
And Coach, anyone familiar with your style of play, specifically on the defensive end of the floor, we've dubbed it chaos, you've dubbed it chaos, going after loose balls, getting in people's faces, making them make a decision, and usually forcing a lot of turnovers. When you look at your roster and you see, really, you didn't lose anybody. Everybody's back. How big of a thing is that for you, knowing that the girls entered the season, knowing what to expect, knowing how you're going to play, and it's basically just building off of last year?
Yeah, I think, you know, having everybody back, obviously understanding the system helps, understanding what we're trying to do. But more than anything, I think we've got a lot of people back that weren't satisfied with last year. And so that left kind of a desire and a fire in this off season to really put the work in and put the time in to try to come back and be ready to go. And we've got a lot of people now, with all 4 seniors coming back and 4 more girls that are in their official senior year. We've got, you know, multitude of kids who have been here for a long period of time, and this may or may not be the last go at this for them, and they've really dedicated themselves to wanting to be about all the right things and working hard and focusing on what we're trying to do. And that's the main thing with chaos, is understanding what it truly is. You know, I think most people hear it and they say, well, they're going to run around and they're going to press, but there's specific goals and specific numbers that we are trying to get to every game. And I think when we started the year, we were very focused every game on that. We lost our way a little bit in the middle of that, and then Saturday we were able to really get that back in the second half and really get them focused in on what's on the scoreboard. Does not matter how many points they have, whether or not we just gave up a layup. The goal has been and always is getting to these 4 numbers. And if we can get to these 4 numbers, then it's not going to matter. Like the chances of winning go up to like 99% if we can get to those numbers. And so being focused on that has really led us to where we're at with our chaos style.
And Coach, you talk about some numbers. One of them to throw out there, you're 4th in the country currently in turnovers forced. When you look on the offensive side of things, you're also 4th in the country in points per game, averaging just over 88 points every time you hit the floor. 4 players averaging double figures in scoring. Talk a little bit about your offense and what you've seen out of the girls so far this year.
Yeah, I think, you know, there's a misconception when it comes to defense. There's 2 types of defense. There's scoring defense, field goal percentage defense, and then there's forcing turnovers defense, steals, things like that. Our type of defense, forcing steals, turnovers, things of that nature, leads to easier baskets. So, you know, we are a defensive team, but why is our offense so high? Because our defense is the type of defense that leads to offense. It's not the type of defense that is going to allow the other team to pass it 15 times and eventually get a stop and a rebound. It's probably we're going to steal it and go make a layup, or we're probably going to give up a layup to you and get the ball back. So we are scoring a lot of points. We have a lot of possessions, which is what the part of the chaos deal is, to create a certain number of possessions in the game and have that many shots taken by both teams and the game played at a certain pace. So we did shoot the ball well early when we had those couple. I think we had 99 and 102 in the first 2 days, and we really shot the ball well from 3. That's died off a little bit. That's gone down. We're still not shooting it bad, but we're not shooting it. We were shooting it, making like 12 a game at about 43% those first 2 games. Now we're at about the last 3 games since then. We're at about 8 a game, 9 a game, at about 31, 32%. So, we've slowed down a little bit in the 3-point shooting, but we've got a lot of players that really came back this year. Kenzie Ezekiel being one of the main ones that just has really elevated her game, and Kesey Young has really elevated her game. And Kylie Warren, last year had a tremendous sophomore year. Last year was down a little bit, dealt with some injuries on and off that may have affected that, and she's back and healthy and ready to go, and you can see the difference in this year compared to, it looks a lot more like the sophomore year, and that takes us to a whole nother level offensively when she's scoring points like that and putting points on the board for us, at the level she's capable of doing. And so I think those 3 players in particular have really gone to another level. And then we've got some players that have really stepped their game up just in terms of not adding necessarily to the offense, but defense and rebounding and things that Doriana Brown and Tierra Cook and people that are really coming into their own on this is what we do, and because this is what we do, 1 steal and 2 rebounds really isn't enough. We need to get 7 rebounds and 4 steals and 3 more deflections that we almost get, and those 2 are really flying around and getting the balls like that. So it's a whole team effort. We suffered an injury early to a very key player to us. Probably in that first weekend, the girl who was probably playing the best for us went down, and we'll have her back at some point. And that's the thing I'm most proud of is I think right when we were rolling, the one new, you had mentioned that we have everybody back, but the one new major addition, we added 3 players that are all good players, but we added 1 major addition. And right in the first game, you could see the immediate impact that was going to have. And then for her to go down in the second game, to see everybody pick up the pace and not put their head down and just say, hey, it's business as usual, and we're going to keep going, and we're going to hold this down until she can come back and help us out again. And that's what we've really done. That's what I've been most proud of.
And, Coach, looking ahead, it doesn't get easier from here on out. It's kind of the season within the season. Great American Conference play going to open up. You've got one more non-conference game nestled in there right before the Christmas holiday. But Great American Conference play this week. You go on the road to Harding, obviously a tough place to play, really good program. And then you're back home on Saturday to play another really good team in Henderson State. Just give us your thoughts on those 2 games as you begin league play.
Yeah, as usual for us, no favors starting out, at Harding, probably between there and Southwest Oklahoma and up in Russellville, probably 3 of the hardest places to go in and get a victory. Actually had Stephen look that up that the other day, and we've won there once since 2013. So it's a hard place to play, and that's where we got to start off at. But as I've told you and multiple people, this conference, I do think we've got a couple at the top that are a little separate from everybody. But after you get past the top 2, it's anybody's game on any night. And there's so many different styles of play in this league and so many different unique road situations, ours being one of them. If you come in here, Watson can get rolling and it can get loud, and then we have a very unique style of play. There's other schools in the league that offer that same type environment, and it's a different environment, different lighting, what time of day the game is, where the fans are going to be, what style of play. And so in our league, you never really can get comfortable, because there's always something new to prepare for. So not only do you have really good teams, but you've got really good coaches, and you've got completely different styles of play, night in and night out. And I would feel like, hey, if I was coming to Magnolia to play SAU, I'd want it to be on the Thursday, where we had 3 days to prepare. I wouldn't want it on the Saturday with 1 day to prepare after we just played somebody else, and then we've got to turn around and be chased all over the floor all day on Saturday. So this conference just offers such unique coaching and such unique environments in each gym. We've got some very small, loud gyms, and we've got some huge arenas, and so night in and night out, it's just so different that you got to be prepared every night. So we've got to play Harding and Henderson at some point, and might as well be right at the beginning.
And Coach, you hit the floor 5:30 p.m. on Thursday. Of course, fans can find all the live coverage links at MuirAthletics.com. Coach, best of luck this weekend. We look forward to watching you.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.